we have a whole bunch of massive upgrades going in the Humvee today. Primarily, a custom exhaust, some shiny new seats, and get it street legal so we can drive it to town to get lunch or something. And, you know, up mountains and to Alaska and beyond.
You know, it sounds really good, but I am kind of excited to hear it with...
Oh, I cannot wait until the exhaust is pointing that way.
Yeah, same. I like loud things, but this one's... It sounds good, but it could sound a lot better being a little quieter.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to make it silent, just not deafening. First up, we gotta figure out where we're going with this exhaust. For like, how massive of a machine this is, there's actually very little space. Like, this one could go back here, but then gas tank. But there is space for it to go up and over it. Like, that's a good amount of space.
That is.
There should be space for, you know, there's various ways that these pipes can fit through there.
So it's like if you run this one a little higher the whole way, and then that other one comes in lower.
Yeah.
Like right above each other.
Yeah.
If you took this off and you cut a hole up here.
Probably into the fender.
Yeah,
we're probably gonna have to trim fenders, most likely.
I brought all my tools up here, so hopefully I don't have to run up and down too much. And we are going to replace the leaky valve cover gaskets on this 5.7 LS1 engine.
So on one side of this, we only have one O2 sensor. We don't have two. So I'm gonna lop it off just behind the bung here because I also need to change the angle a little sooner and I don't need that bung there. So.
A whopping 2 minutes later, LSs are so easy to work on, and we are now pulling the bolts to that hold the valve cover on. Valve cover's off. Since it's off, we'll take it down and just clean it up a little bit.
Sure.
Do you have pink? I think so. Okay, I'm gonna paint it pink.
Huh?
What?
I can do whispering.
I'm not painting it pink.
I'm okay with that.
In, outside's pretty clean. Got all the gunk out of the inside. Ready for new gasket and seals for the bolts that go through it.
I ended up having to completely liberate this flange from its previous piece of tubing just because I needed it to be a little shorter. Nice. That protruded just a smidgen. Still working on this next section here, but I'm gonna use it to hold this piece in place where I need it while I tack that seam together. We are building a functional vehicle here, not a show truck.
Yep.
So it is stainless. It will go vroom.
Because Ethan is down there doing exhaust, I am working 6 feet in the air on the top of a ladder. But we're gonna go ahead and get the engine oil and transmission fluid coolers in. And what we're gonna do is just stack them right here. One, this will probably be the trans fluid. And then two, this will be the engine fluid. We have two of the same ones. This is our current trans fluid cooler. It's zip tied in place. It would probably have done the job forever, but we're just gonna make sure this thing's super dialed so that when we're bahawing through the desert, we have no worries at all.
Exactly, or when we're driving all the way to Alaska.
Alaska, right? Yeah, I'm
Both.
so glad you guys are down with that because I wanted to drive to Alaska for a long time.
I've been wanting to do it for years.
Dude, that's I mean, who doesn't want?
Right.
Yeah, if you love cars and road trips, like the drive to Alaska is what you do. We've got a first couple of pieces here. This side's gonna cross over to this side and go back that way.
So I've got these flex joints here so we don't crack our exhaust when we're rallying. So it's gonna go something like that, and then hopefully there's enough space to get them both up and over the transfer case there, which there is space, just barely. And then around the corner, out the back, and then we'll be in business.
So Ethan's little strut bar here is, we're gonna copy that for all of the brackets and bracing that's gonna hold up these coolers. Here, connect that with a boom, and then we'll mount one of these down here and one of those up there.
Hey, you know what's great about this like 3,000 pound weld table? I can be hammering the crap out of something over here, and it does not even jiggle over there. No. These mandrel bends on these were not great, so I'm trying to, because I cut this one right in the middle of the bend, I'm trying to get it sort of backed around at the edge so it'll weld decently to the other part. While Patrick's over there making his little weld bung, whatever you want to call them.
You know, this is so good, but I bet Ethan's getting exhausted.
Yeah, I kind of am. That was a good double one, Steven. That was, I mean, the exhaust pun wasn't really surprising, but the combo of riveted and exhausted.
Next time we gotta go for a triple.
Well, if you have a triple, Steven, you might have to be punished.
Oh no.
So we got this flat bar here, and what I need to do right now is notch some tube, and we've needed a good way to mount our tubing notcher to this super sick fireball table of death that weighs 3,000 pounds. So I'm gonna lop this, make a little bracket that will accept those holes, and we'll just slide into this super sweet fireball table, and then we can just pick this thing out from under on the shelf, set it up, notch some tube, and put it away really quickly and efficiently.
That's gonna be nice.
Like, all these, you know, slip together fittings are really convenient, but why do they have to be so loose? This muffler is basically straight through, but it has kind of an X architecture in it. It's got kind of an
Ethan
X
yells
flow
at
pattern.
us through it, we hardly even hear him.
Ah! Oh!
Decibel reader says that's easy 30 decibels.
Did you find the decibelometer?
I haven't found it yet.
Oh.
No.
Look what I found.
Hey, decibelometer. Good, because I'm about to install this. All right. Ah!
Oh my god. 126. That should have had me, pro. That's like that's like up there with jet engine, dude.
Not jet engine, but it's louder than a street legal motorcycle.
Alright, 126.
All right. Ah!
Oh, 115.
Oh.
I don't know if this picked up your spike. Do it again.
Ah!
Yeah, that was 136.
Oh!
Yeah.
That is so loud. Now you gotta try.
Now I gotta try.
Yeah, here.
Right here. Ah!
I saw like maybe a 135 there.
What? Woo!
That was 126.
That's all I got. All right. So. Oh!
118. 100. Yeah.
Yeah, another 20. Yeah. All right. I mean, a reliable 20.
Also, a change in 20 decibels is 100 times louder.
Oh yeah, decibels not linear like that.
Yeah, it's a logarithmic scale.
I'm so excited to use this in all my like crappy cars. Like I'm always like,
I don't think it's that accurate.
it's gotta be 100 decibels in there, dude.
Check it out. I got the muffler in place, propped up by various pieces of cardboard, which is also holding all these other untacked pieces in the exact position I want them, so I can tack them together. Who knew cardboard could be so versatile? The muffler's not well tacked on or anything. I just have it sitting there. I was just kind of seeing if I need to change anything. And I think I might actually want to cut these back a little bit and move the muffler forward. Although, right now it does provide a nice gap between it and the fuel lines, whereas if I move it forward, it would be a lot closer to them. That is a conundrum. But if I moved it forward, then these bends could start sooner. Although, maybe I should just lop these off shorter. I could start these bends sooner. Because I can't, you know, I can't start the bend any sooner if I shorten this, because it's already at the bend. But.
Yeah, it came in alright. A little bigger gap than I'd have liked, but
I'm gonna fly. I don't care if it's wrong, babe. I don't care if it's wrong. Don't care if it's wrong, baby.
Hey, look at that. That's pretty cool. So as long as there's a V-band to detach both of these from the muffler, it'll all be removable. Start by just going around and making some more tacks on the sides I couldn't easily get to before.
so we've got our two bars mounted. We will do some riv nuts on the bottom here and just be able to bolt this directly to this one. And then up here we're gonna come down with a couple pieces of tube to a piece of flat sheet metal, probably 1/8 inch. And we'll put riv nuts in that, and it will bolt there, and it will bolt there. And this lower cooler will be mounted and ready for some lines to run over here. And then we will work on the upper cooler after that.
That's side one, all welded up. It's not the prettiest piece of exhaust I've ever made because I use these overlap flanges and they save me a massive amount of time and it'll totally work just fine. Again, not the prettiest, but overall, pretty nice.
Yes, you do. So we have these two tabs. I was gonna do some fancy and bend them, but we decided not to, just for simplicity. I'm pretty bummed I didn't put any hexagons in here. Ethan is too. It's probably the only piece of flat sheet metal that does not have hexagons that was cut on the CNC. So that's my bad. Next one, we'll get hexagons. But now we're just gonna weld this out while Ethan puts this thing back in the air. We'll get this lower one mounted, and then we'll get that engine oil cooler finally mounted up.
Bjorn, you look sad. Bjorn, come here. Come here. You don't need to just stare in the window. You can come in.
Why do you not want to lay on the dog bed that I brought in here for you? You wacko. Trying to see if I can figure out how to sneak this back up in there.
Holy smokes.
Dang!
It is coming down.
I have never seen it rain this hard outside of a thunderstorm. Yeah.
Dang! Holy bananas! I guess it's a good thing I didn't ride my motorcycle today.
The whole hill's flowing down the driveway. Wow.
A little adventure is all I really need. Oh, a little adventure I really need. I really need.
All right, so I slapped the muffler on here, just kind of roughly, and that's fine, it all fits, but I need to address this being too low before I weld the muffler on, because otherwise it'll be real hard to move. The easiest solution is to just cut a slice in it right here and bend it up and then fill the slice in. It's dumb, but then I can make sure it fits right. You made this for the slider, right?
Yeah. And then I realized it wasn't as versatile as I thought it would be.
Ah. Well, it's gonna work.
Perfectly bent hexagonal brackets, which feed rates were less than ideal, but they came out okay, I guess.
Hey, that's not bad for just a quick eyeball.
Not bad at all.
Need a little bit of fine tuning. I'd say that'll do the trick. Well, it's slightly less pretty, but it will not get smashed on rocks, which is what matters.
Ethan's gonna be proud. Wow, look at all that clearance we made. So this is where this one will live, and we'll make a bracket down, and we have plenty of room for all the AN lines.
This thing is ridiculously heavy for fiberglass. Oh yeah, we have miles of clearance.
Oh yeah.
Just a little bit of weight reduction over here. Just lopping off one of the 78 hooks that are on this thing so the exhaust can run a little bit closer in there.
I think it is. Let's go out there.
No thanks, but I'll look out. Come on, dog. Come on. That's looking pretty fresh right there, I think. That looks pretty spiffy, huh?
Yeah, dude. Nice little tight tuck around that corner.
Yeah. Man, today the weather it's just back and forth. Rain, no rain. Rain, like downpour, hail.
This
Also,
is
it's gotten colder.
This is crazy weather.
It has gotten a lot colder. It's been weird. It's considerably colder right now than it was at like midnight last night.
I opened my window.
I know, it was hot last night.
Yeah, I know.
We're aiming for a side exit right here.
I cut out my bracket. This? Yeah, simple enough. Just weld those
Nice,
up.
nice. Most overkill cooling stack mounting system ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little something like that. A little something like this.
Pretty tight clearances around the tire and everything, huh?
Yeah.
It is.
I was gonna say, luckily it doesn't have rear steer, but that might change. The old exhaust came out somewhere in here. It came out like past this.
So we're
So it
actually
was
gaining
back-
a little
yeah,
bit.
quite a bit,
then,
quite
yeah.
a bit,
I
yeah.
need that wheel door.
You can take it. I'll be cutting and testing for a while. Time to make some holes in the Humvee. Now we just connect the dots there and we'll have ourselves a side exit exhaust. Also, I'll probably make these holes a little bigger and then I can cut a plate that goes over it that just rivets on with some of these same old rivets.
So in theory, we should be able to register it today.
That's the plan. So I get this exhaust finished. Patrick gets the oil coolers finished. Mount the new seats. And maybe throw in a couple of lights if they get here in time. And then drive it to town.
Got both of these welded out, so now we're gonna go put them back in place, bolt them in, and hope that everything lines up and works great. And I hope everyone can see all the hexagons that were involved in the making of these parts. Except for these two ugly flaps that I thought about cutting off, but they're hidden, so it's okay. Alright, so overall, these shouldn't block much, if any, airflow, especially with those 3 or 4 massive cooling fans he has under there. And it's not like that brick of a hood does much for airflow anyway. So these overly massive coolers should definitely keep everything cool.
Oh, whoops. I thought that was me at first.
No, I just had it barely propped up here. And I decided to Yoink! So now I just need to make a plate that fills in the gappage there. It's gonna be the coolest Humvee there ever was.
I know, dude. If you can't make yourself laugh and you work in a shop alone for a few years, you might not come out on the best side of things.
Little tiny plate. Hey, that fits absolute perfection.
He's kind of a little menace.
He is a menace, but he got it this morning. Let me tell you, if I showed you the video yet, man. So Einstein was being all cute, rolling around in the leaves. And Bjorn comes up, sniffs him out, and pees right on it.
Oh my goodness.
And I just happened to be filming because he's being all cute, rolling around in the leaves. Next thing you know, Bjorn is like, get out of my yard, you pest. And he really is a pest. That dog's a little different.
No rusty crusty around here. Maybe when we're all said and done and we get back, I know Ethan and Edwin are leaving, maybe I'll paint the strut bar too. Or the strut tower reinforcement, shock tower reinforcement, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, strut bar works.
Yeah.
It's not totally accurate, but it is like
It's that thing.
the
man.
most adjacent thing that everyone knows what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
This is all welded up with reinforcement plates and an oval exhaust tip. So now I'm gonna lop it off round about that line there because this Humvee is very wide and our trees are not very far apart around here. And seeing as how the tires don't really stick out past the body much, I don't want to catch the exhaust on a tree and rip it off. Let's see here. That fits. And more persuasion. Oh, for crying out loud.
It's not convinced yet.
It has not been persuaded. All right, check it. This 2.5-inch tubing fits pretty well on the back side of the vise. This tubing still has a flange, sleeve, whatever you call it on there. So we'll put that on there, that on there. You just hold that up while I
Yep.
give it a little twist. I'm gonna tighten the vise down so it doesn't rotate.
Feels like you have done something.
It felt like it. But did it actually do anything?
Got it.
Aha! It has been persuaded. I forgot I was gonna zing! Lop that off.
I like your little handcrafted booth here.
Just, contain some of the nonsense.
go ahead and tack this hanger to the exhaust, and then we'll drill the holes for it to mount to the body. Now I'm just gonna see about putting a couple of these mounts in here. Put a couple of riv nuts in there.
What a beautiful day out here, though.
It turned out all right, dude.
Yesterday was crazy.
It was crazy yesterday. Last night was warm again. Didn't have a fire. But it was a nice little fire this morning, you know. But now it's turned out to be another beautiful day. And this is one of the last. It's about to get cold and snowy here in northern Idaho.
Humvees are really easy to work on because everything's just straight and flat and square. Makes it really easy to put in riv nuts and such. Oh yeah, that's solid. I mean, if you really tried, I'm sure you could get it to rattle against the side, but...
Well, you are a really hard tire, so...
Well, I don't know, but as long as it doesn't do it when you're just cruising down the highway, as long as it's only like when you hit a really big bump.
Yeah, there's so much other noise in this thing.
Yeah, you're not, if it's only happens when you're on like washboards or something, you're not gonna hear that over the sound of the rest of this clatterbox clattering away.
So paint dried over lunch.
Dry is a word. The paint is here.
Is it like watching paint dry?
Yeah. A little tacky, but it won't be seen much.
I'm excited to see this all back together with it.
I know, it's gonna be all the same color.
Time to slap one of these new shiny seats in here. We will eventually do something better than this fiberglass seat pan, but I'm not sure what yet. This should be a pretty direct bolt-on situation because the old seats are Corbeau and so are the new seats.
I had entire days where I scraped ice off boards.
Oh, I've had entire days shoveling out so many job sites and just scraping down plates, and yeah, it's awful.
My professional career has been pretty chill in that way.
professional?
When I turned 18, I was DJing for a couple years in Florida. And then after that, I worked at Subway for 2 months.
Yo,
and
I
then-
worked at Subway too. Subway
Dude,
breakfast.
Subway is not that bad of a gig.
Subway, very first job.
Yeah.
A couple fast food gigs, realized that I'm cut out for much more than fast food. And then I started swinging a hammer, and then like 7 years of swinging a hammer, and then I started working on cars, and now I work on cars and post weird videos on YouTube.
And that's Patrick with the D, folks.
Dang, it's gonna look awesome with the black seats.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit more of an appropriate aesthetic.
Yeah. And then I can put the red ones back in my Chang Li where they belong.
Exactly. Yoink! Red seat out. Edwin, your Chang Li seats have been liberated.
Yeah.
This seat's a little trickier to bolt in because it actually bolts to something solid. The seat base under here. It's even adjustable, both height and front to back.
Dude, we're just about there. We got the fittings, we got the paint, we got the polish. Just kidding, no polish. But we're just about done, folks.
Sounds like Ethan's just about done too.
I know.
The seats are bolted.
Time to put the
Old engine cover back on in preparation for our ripping around. Hey, you don't even need earplugs to drive this thing
I know.
anymore.
I looked at them and I was like, nope, we're good.
It's time to rip.
It is. Right over the lip. Damn, that sounds. Sounds so
It
good.
sounds way better.
I think it also has more power with the exhaust. Like, I think it's happier.
Dude, this ECU hasn't even ran long enough to fully self-learn.
No, I didn't even tell it to self-learn yet.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it's been turned on.
Oh, it's still on a basic.
I think we're running out of gas.
All right, well, I'll put some in. Quick pit stop. Faster than NASCAR.
We need a little bit of gasoline.
You're good.
What are you trying to change?
Just looking through here to make sure it's got its like self-learning features turned on.
That was fun. It was like slightly terrifying for a minute, but this thing's so wide and relatively low that doing donuts isn't scary. Doing donuts in some of these machines, scary. Ready to go. All right, I'm terrified once again. After venting being in this stock, this is like way,
It's buttery,
way
right?
better.
This thing is actually ridiculously quick.
That was not bad at all.
And now you can tell how buttery the front end
That
is.
was nothing.
Yeah, the front is just mint. It was chugging, just shooting dirt at the sky. Look how dirty the drone is. It was just shooting dirt at the sky, and I was right behind, and then it locked in, and it was like, yoink! Dude, now that it actually has an O2 sensor that can read,
Yeah.
it's self-learned, and it has way more power.
Oh,
Like, it
cool.
is. And it's happier with an exhaust as well. Everybody's like, oh, like a little 5.7, like it's not gonna have the torque. That thing used to have a 6.5 diesel. Yeah, and it's a race car now.
Yeah, well, that was a blast. That was absolutely terrifying, and I'm sure they saw from the on-screen footage that I looked like it went like so fun, it's so scary to look at the tree. It's coming so fast.
You should drive it for a bit.
Yeah.
Brakes are still very touchy.
Yep, they still work. I love Humvees! I love this truck! America! Humvees! I feel invincible. That was pretty fun.
Isn't it crazy how good those Tundra shocks work on this?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like, you would think they were made for it.
The front is so good.
Yeah, the rear is an absolute brick.
Yeah.
There's a major difference in the way you hit the jump versus the way Ethan hits the jump.
I can imagine.
The difference is how much skinny pedal there is.
Yes, mine was like skinny pedal off, skinny pedal off, skinny pedal off, skinny off. And Ethan's like, skinny pedal off, skinny pedal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's accurate.
The Mini Jeep is a great drone flying situation because I have a takeoff landing pad built in.
Wow, it
Once we do the next phase after turbocharger, it's gonna be cooler than the Humvee.
Phase 2 is
If you're 6 years old, maybe. I don't know. It'd be hard for a 6-year-old to choose this over the Humvee.
I mean, 6-year-olds think Humvees are pretty cool, so.
They really do.
I mean, yeah.
First impression driving the new Humvee with the V8, super sick, obviously. We were supposed to take it to the DMV, get it registered and stuff, but not only did Amazon delay all our packages, but we obviously ran out of daylight and time. So they gotta go to Tennessee and we gotta go turbo mini Jeep. So tune in next time.